I want to create a logo in Illustrator and take it to Quark. So let's say about the Vero Moda magazine. I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to use my text tool and type. But before I type, I'm going to change the color so that I don't type in white. Let's say like this, and then scale it up by pressing shift so that I don't change the proportions, and then I'll zoom in. Now what I want to do is cut out a part of the text. Now this is vector text, but at this stage it's still a text object, meaning that I can always go and change something. So what I want to do to be able to change the shape of the text is use something called create outlines that will convert the text to regular vector graphics. So for that, I right click and choose create outlines. What this does is enable me to change the form of the text as I like, but that's not how I want to do it. But creating the outlines would enable me to do that now. What I want to do though is cut out a part from my text. Let's say from the M. So I'm going to zoom over this area. I'll create a rectangle. I'll change the color so that it's more visible for me. The color is not really that important. I'll play with the size a bit. And then I want to take out the rectangle from the letter M. So here I see that the whole text is grouped because I'm selecting the whole thing at the same time. So I can right click and choose ungroup. That way I can select each letter on its own. Alright, so now I can select the letter and then select the rectangle by pressing shift, and here I'm gonna go to something called the pathfinder, which you can find in window in case you ever lose it. What the pathfinder will do is give you the possibility to subtract the front shape from the back shape. In this case, which is the front, the rectangle or the M? The rectangle. So if I selected these two and I clicked on subtract, I will get this to be subtracted. So now I can type, for example, magazine, and I can bring it down here. So now that I've done this, I want to take this to Quark. So I'll choose File and Save As, and I'll choose Illustrator EPS, and I'll call it Logo 1, for example, and save. Alright, I'll accept the defaults. We'll talk about what these options are doing later, and I'll press OK. So now in Quark, I would add this as an image the same way I would add any other image. Rectangle picture box tool, right click, import picture, and I browse to the location, and that's here, and you see that you get it without the background. That's very important because it's a vector image, and there. And of course this will print at very high quality whenever I do print it. Yeah, because this is always vector. Everything you create in Illustrator is vector. It has high quality when you print it at whichever magnification. So this is how you should create your logos. In case your logo had a design like this one. In case it's just regular text, you can do it over there. But in case you have to change the form of that, you have to do it in Illustrator the way I did it, save it as EPS, and import it over there.